And we're live. And we're live for another episode of Slaaap Haaapy.
We can do it like this all day, hey, don't stop. Inhibitions run away, hey, don't stop. Let a bug hit windshield, straight.
That's right, people. We're here. We're doing it. We are live. I am live, and I am doing it today with young Chopper himself. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Ivan Ooze.
Thank you. I appreciate
The people are making noise
I
right
can
now.
hear them. Yeah, they're going crazy.
People are going crazy.
I'm so glad that you have that.
Ivan Ooze,
Hello.
welcome to my podcast.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for having me on board.
That's okay. We'll start with a little cheers because I got the Pirate Life IPA here. Cheers, sir.
Thank you. Cheers.
Which is my favorite beer.
It's delicious.
So I'm just going to dive straight into questions.
Sure.
Okay, and then we'll just see what the fuck happens.
Okay.
All right, dope. Ivan Ooze,
Hello.
do you remember your first rap?
My first rap.
First ever rap. How old were you? Where were you? What was the inspiration?
Man, I do remember my first rap, but someone else remembers it way better than me. His name is Sherwin, but I can't actually remember. It's like, I think it's, oh no, actually that might be his one. I remember what beat that I did rap on though. It was a Trapdoor remix. I don't know if you've ever seen Trapdoor, the cartoon.
No.
It's like dung 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 dung.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fucking sick. But one of my good friends, Sherwin, he knows pretty much all of the other guys' verse in it and my verse, but I don't have the song anymore. But that's a very long time ago.
How old are we talking?
That was before I even changed my name. I used to rap under azlyrics.com.
That was your name?
My whole name. Because everyone told me that I used to know every song. So they'd be like,
okay.
you were literally AZ Lyrics. And I called myself AZ, but my full name was azlyrics.com.
.com.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
How long did that name last?
A while.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I changed my name to Ivan Ooze when I got high watching Power Rangers. So
How old were you when you changed it?
maybe 17, 18?
Okay.
Yeah.
How long were you doing azlyrics.com for?
That's a good question. Maybe 16? Actually, no, wait.
So maybe like 2 or 3 years.
Maybe like 2 years.
Okay.
And then like 18, I changed to Ivan Ooze.
So azlyrics.com didn't blow you up?
No, not at all. It did
I don't
around
see why not.
Yeah, no, I didn't see either. I did around the suburbs in the backyards.
Yeah.
But not anywhere that worthy of where it should have.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually one thing that I've wondered. And because you come from Ringwood,
Mhm.
do the locals, do they call it the ring
They call
or the wood?
They call it ringers.
No.
They call it ringers.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Coming to Ringers Bar.
Go on a ringers. Go on a ringers bar.
Go on Ringers Bar.
Cindy bar. Go on a ringers. 100%. Cindy bar. Like shout out to Tootie. Shout out to Tootie in Sydney.
Shout out to Tooties.
Yeah, shout out to Tootie. I'll send this to Tootie. I play CS with Tootie. Never met him in the physical, but shout out
What
to
is
Tootie.
CS?
CS Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike. Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So we play all the time. We're just homies.
Me and Tootie play CS in the Ringers Bar.
That's literally Ringers bar.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Ringers bar, Cindy bar.
Well, look good. I'm glad we've got that sorted because I've really always wondered what the answer to that question was.
There it is.
And then we got it.
You got it.
All right, so that's your first rap. So we're 16-ish.
Yep.
azlyrics.com.
That's me.
Ivan Ooze comes on the scene.
Yep.
18 years old.
Round about then.
Getting high, watching Power Rangers.
Exactly.
Makes a hell of a lot of sense.
Definitely.
Yep. Where do we go from there? You change your name. Do you start recording straight away? Is it a few years?
I recorded with a few dudes. Recorded with I used to hang around with 2 dudes all the time, Vanguard and Fam Van Dam or Famo.
Yep.
And or Fam, and we used to hang out all the time and rap under a group called Honeycomb Hideout. And we used to do just sort of like more underground shit, which was fun. Used to play Laundry Bar and like back in the day.
Shout out Laundry Bar.
Yeah, it was a bit more hectic and, just doing those fun things, doing those fun shows. And then I stopped smoking weed. I bugged out.
Okay.
And I was like, this isn't good for my psyche anymore.
What, you had like a bit of a green out session or?
Yeah, sort of more like a greenhouse session, more like a psychotic episode.
Oh,
And,
shit.
yeah, it was pretty crazy. And so I stopped smoking weed for quite a while. And then started rapping for my anxiety.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I started like doing that, and then they were more the Ivan Ooze songs that started coming out, like the singular ones. And yeah, and then that's sort of when I started doing an EP and when one of my songs went really well.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my videos.
Explain the rapping for the anxiety.
So like basically it would like help me get like what was going on in my head out.
Right. Okay.
So like
it
would,
unmuddled the mess a little bit.
Yeah, and I didn't really want to take like any like antidepressants or anything. I thought that like because I was stupid and I've fucked myself up, I can unfuck myself up.
Oh, I like
myself.
That. Yeah.
So and rewire my brain, even though I had no idea about rewiring my brain at the time.
Yeah, what you even
that.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, it was weird for a while. It was weird for like quite a big amount of time, but then it ended up figuring itself out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And ain't shit change.
Yeah. Literally.
I'm fine. I'm fuck with you.
No, it actually hasn't. I actually think I'm in the Matrix.
You're on Chubby in the bed.
Yeah, literally.
So how old were you when that happened? Because that's a pretty deep thought for like someone in their early 20s to have, like, to realize that, you know?
Of course. Yeah, I don't know. I think that it would probably be around about, like maybe 19 or 20. Because I remember going to clubs and stuff and I wasn't drinking. And I would like go out in like the Thursday, Friday, Saturday still when I was going to like, I think I was going to Dorothy and at Tramp. Then I was going to like Rats on Saturdays and I would literally have maybe 1 or 2 drinks and I'd be like all anxious and shit. And so like I wouldn't really drink that much. So those couple of years were a bit odd.
Okay.
And I didn't really do too much of that, but I was focusing more on writing. And then, I kept doing that for like another, I don't know, like a couple more years and I started feeling heaps better. Then started doing an EP with another guy in a band called Wizard Kid. His name's Josh and he was doing a lot of the production at the time. And then when I was coming home one day from getting my EP done, I was like, oh, I'm going to do a freestyle in the car. Did a freestyle in the car, put it on Facebook with the girl that I was seeing at the time, that she was in the car laughing and doing whatever. Yeah. And went really big and it went pretty crazy.
How big are we talking?
Just went viral like probably around Australia.
On Facebook?
Yeah. Like back when videos.
You had that organic reach?
Yeah, like you didn't really like have many people doing Facebook rap videos.
Yeah.
So it was sick. And then that's where I found my manager. My manager found me from that video. That's where he got me fucking on tour with like Ice Cube, Cypress Hill and stuff.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So I went from playing to small amounts of people.
And that was the moment.
That was
that
all
video.
Just, like, my whole career, my whole career was from one video.
Just pause for a second. How crazy is that?
It's nuts.
How fucking nuts is that?
Yeah, it's a crazy tool.
What? Because like, did you have an idea of what you wanted to do with your life before that video?
Yeah, I wanted to be a rapper.
You knew that you wanted to be a rapper. You just didn't know that would be the moment.
I remember I said to my mum when I was sitting in my room one day, mum came in, she was just like, this was like quite a while after I'd been writing raps. And mum came in and she was just like, oh, I think that you should like try and find a job because like, you know, doing this is a lot harder than it actually seems to be. Like it's all good in your head if like you're thinking about doing something like that, but it doesn't happen for everyone.
Yeah.
I remember turning around and saying to my mum, you don't get it. This is going to fucking happen. You don't understand.
Yeah.
And then it did. And then she felt really bad because she was just like, fuck, I told him not to do it. And then like, so I sort of crushed her for a little bit, but I still love my mum.
Yeah.
Love you, mum. But everyone has to love their mum.
Yeah.
But, and so it was a bit weird because I always had it in, like, I had the motivation at the time. Like, and I have the motivation now again because there was a period of time where I didn't. But where I was just like, I'm doing this. This is what's going to happen. I have the confidence and like the mentality of being like, if I keep practicing and doing this, I'm going to get better and better and better and better.
Yeah.
And I already feel like I am better than some others. So what tells me that I can't be better than more?
Yeah.
And so I just kept doing that and just, you know, writing every day and still write every day now and keep practicing and whatever. But yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. And in terms of your mum though, like it's tough being a parent for someone that you care about because you only want for the best for them.
Yeah.
And you're only going to say what you think they should be hearing. It's not necessarily like trying to shut a dream down or anything like that. It's just trying to protect.
Exactly.
And it's tough because we live in a world where like you do literally only have one chance. And yeah, like all the mums and parents out there that have, you know, kind of tried to kill off a dream or tried to deter someone from something. It's really tough because you don't know in 5 years, 10 years what they're actually going to look like, that future's going to look like. So, I mean, shout out all the mums and dads out there that are encouraging dreams. Shout out all the mums and dads out there that are discouraging dreams because we're just trying our best.
That's it.
Everyone's just fucking trying their best out there.
Not that they did discourage me though. They used to put me in a lot of creative outlets.
Oh, okay.
So like they did like I did lots of acting.
with the acting? Yeah.
I did lots of acting. Did lots of like Broadway shit.
Oh, okay.
Not Broadway, but like it was just they were just musical shit. I used to fucking
Broadway
hate.
shit.
I fucking hate musicals, man.
Okay.
And, like, I hated doing that shit, but they were still fun at the time when I was younger. And then yeah, they used to do a lot of that stuff, and Dad's a muso as well. So like, I mean, he sort of understood it a little bit more. Where Mum was just worried where my income was going to come from, and like it was getting to be like I'm like still at the time like 22 or 23 at home, and like you're gonna have to move out soon.
Yeah,
and you don't have a job.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You're not doing any of these things. So so that's what mainly she was worried about.
Makes total sense. I think the first thing that I think I ever first time that I think I ever saw you was maybe like somewhere around 2012, 2014. Could be maybe 2014. And I think I saw you like backstage at maybe an all-day show. Like I didn't see you, but I saw a video of you like freestyling. Might have been freestyling for like all day backstage at a show. Yeah. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, we were in Bendigo.
Okay.
At Starbar. It was like all day and Remy played, and then I think I supported them. Yeah. And then like I was just like the opener for the night, and then I went up to All Day and I was like, "Oh, do you want to do like a freestyle or whatever?" And Tom was just like, "Yeah, sure." And I was like, "Oh, sick." Yeah. And so we did that, and I think I was doing like Friday freestyles like every Friday or whatever.
Yeah,
so one of them had
that shit.
So one of them had All Day, and then I think there was a couple of others that had a few other people in them. But yeah, that was sick. It was very fun. That's funny that you remember that. I forgot about that.
I think that's the first time that I ever seen you anywhere was that. And I was like, fuck, that looks hectic.
Yeah,
like,
that was
he's
fun.
Backstage, he's freestyling. Like, this is gnarly.
I was having like the best fun because it was weird that all of this shit had been happening to me like so like frantically, and I wasn't sort of used to it. So I mean, like just meeting those dudes and just hanging out with them and whatever and having a chat to them was sick.
Yeah, and I love the brazenness to just be like, "Oi, Tom, I'm freestyling."
Yeah, just trying to just get him into it and stuff. And I think I got very drunk before I pretty much did majority of those things. Like, regardless of like, especially asking people, like now I've got the confidence to just go up to someone and just like straight out ask them. But like back then I'd just be like, man, I'm going to have like
still figuring it out.
4 beers.
Yeah.
And then like, it'd be sick. But
here's the thing. Did Tom drop any bars?
I think he did.
Yeah.
I can't remember what. Yeah, he definitely did. I haven't seen it in it's pretty sure it's still on my page. Yeah. But I'll have to review it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
We'll send it upstairs.
Yeah.
Send it upstairs for review.
Yeah. That's so good.
Does he do you know if he freestyles
I think he's a good freestyler, yeah.
I could imagine that he would be.
Yeah.
Cuz he's like, he's quirky enough and he's funny enough that like, he could just make certain situations work.
I'm pretty sure that he's a good freestyler. I mean, when I was freestyling, I always like go back to like a certain word. Like I always used to go back and like my fallback word was Ivan Ooze, and then I'd start again. Where if I recall correctly, I don't think Tom did any of that, and he was definitely spitting off the dome. So it was fucking sick, yeah.
Have you ever said in a song, Ivan Ooze likes to make a banana smoothie?
I probably have said it in a freestyle.
You probably have, yeah.
I reckon I have. I've definitely rhymed like Uzi, smoothie, jacuzzi, boozy, choosy, Lucy, Susie. So...
Holy shit, my man's rapping up here. Dude, my man's got bars.
Crazy, man. It's
crazy,
shit. Yeah. Susie.
Wait, can I just say something? Because I'm just like looking over here, the waveforms. When you're talking, maybe just a little bit. Yeah, give me that.
You want me to go up here?
Yeah, just not straight up, but like closer.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can do that for sure.
That's going to be the, when I cut the reel up later for TikTok, that's going to be it.
That's sick.
All right. Anyway, back to the serious shit.
Yeah. Serious ones.
So, when around this time, was there anyone in Australian hip hop that you looked up to or idolized? People that you used as inspiration
in Australian hip hop?
Either.
Yeah, man. I used to I really looked up to like the dudes that did it themselves and sort of like. They went on labels and stuff. So like I used to listen to like a lot of like underground American hip hop, which is where like my influence, I guess, comes from and where like I sort of feel with bars and stuff. Like my bars are different to bars that other people, like if someone says, man, it's bars, and it's like, not to me, like type thing, if that makes sense. Like I sort of like want to hear something hard or like fucking, I don't know, like Benny the Butcher or something, or fucking like the Griselda dudes or something. Like I love all that shit. So I mean, and probably like, I don't know, my favorite rapper that I've been very vocal about over the years is Apathy. And he's in a group called Army of the Pharaohs and Demigods, but he's also a incredibly skilled rapper in his he's studied hip hop.
Okay.
And he just knows, like, he's just a great rapper, and he's just everything that he does.
Is he an American dude? I don't know.
Yeah. He's from Connecticut.
Okay.
But he's crazy, man.
Okay.
And so I like there's a lot of different, like, there's some bars that like I fucking sort of in my raps that I sort of pay homage to them, and there's another dude that I used to listen to called, which I still do, called Sparkmaster Tape, which he comes on and off the scene, but no one knows who he is. He pitches down his voice, so
really?
Yeah, he just wears gloves and shit and like mask, like gas masks.
One of them guys. All right,
It's fucking sick, man. And all of his video clips are fucking crazy. And I used to listen to him when I was like coming up, and used to talk to a lot of those guys on Twitter and shit. So
really?
Yeah, I've even got his tattoo on my fucking leg. So
that's hectic.
Yeah, it's cool.
So he's been around doing that, like doing the anonymity thing for like 10 plus years.
Yeah, for a while, man.
That's dope, because I respect that. I don't fuck with the like, you know, the anonymity thing. If you're, I wonder how many times I can throw anonymity in this fucking podcast. I
can't even say it.
Anonymity.
Anonymity.
And the humidity. Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, when people come on the scene and they try to do the fucking gimmick thing, and like it's done after a year.
Yeah,
like, man, why waste your time? But if you're still doing it 10 years later, fuck yeah, that's gangster.
He's doing crazy shit. He went off for like about 2 years, and everyone thought he was dead or locked up, and then he came back and like dropped like 3 mixtapes or something like that, like an EP, and they were all sick, and then now hasn't like said anything on social media for like a year. So to my understanding, normally what happens is that he's just cooking in the kitchen.
He's getting ready.
Yeah. And then it's just going to be some crazy shit.
Fuck yeah.
So I'm keen.
All right, dope.
Yeah.
What about, is there anyone in Australia that was an inspiration or idol, or was it all American guys? Did you listen to anyone?
In Australia, not so much. And I think that's sort of what people fucking hate about my voice and like the way I rap and stuff, because I never really like listened to a lot of American dudes. I mean, a lot of my mates like used to listen to like fucking like Funkors and Hoods and Bliss and Esso and like all of those, like, you know, all like the fucking like the Australian dudes basically. And so it was, I don't know, like it more, I didn't really, I just sort of was.
I think growing up in around our time, you're either in one or two camps. You like fully were about the Australian thing and like you got it because you like had some connection to it, or you just didn't at all. Yeah. Like, and you drew your inspiration from overseas, or and I think things have changed a lot in the last like 10 years where like you can easily find your favorite rapper in Australia because the sound is just so much more diverse. People are it's a lot more accessible. So you can find a lot more, you know, the categories are a lot more open. Whereas like before, like it wasn't. The channels were a lot more closed. You had to kind of like get lucky or know someone that was in the know. Yeah. Like when I grew up, like started first listening to hip hop, I didn't even know that Australian hip hop existed. Yeah. I like literally didn't even know that there were Australian rappers.
Exactly.
I'd only heard of 50 Cent. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like there was no Australian hip hop in as far as I was concerned. Yeah. And to the point where this is how much I didn't even know that Australian hip hop existed. Yeah. When I first started rapping, I called myself Surreal because I thought what cunt?
That's it.
I called myself Surreal because I thought that I was going to be the best rapper in the world. And I thought my competition was like 50 Cent and Eminem. That's what I thought my competition was. Meanwhile, like there's this whole Australian hip hop economy that's going on, all these like people like paving the way, but I had no idea that any of them existed. Anyway, that's a little fucking side note.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I totally get where you're coming from. Like to the point where, you know, it's hard to know what you don't know.
Definitely. I think that, like now, like I know like Australian rappers and stuff and like
Yeah.
all that sort of shit. But I mean, like I still like the heavy shit. Like I still like stuff that you know, is bars to me. Like I would say that the rapper that I listen to the most in Australia would be Alex Jones.
Oh, okay. Yep. I hear what you're saying.
Because like he's just
The bars don't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I love bars.
Yeah,
All I want to
cool.
hear is bars.
Yep.
And
Okay.
he's a great rapper and stuff. So I mean, like, yeah, it's fucking it's cool. And as well as that, like, I mean, I don't know, just like the it's not like the awkwardness about it, or like of Australian accent or anything. It's just like I'm just not used to it.
Yeah. Totally.
So like that's what it mainly it is.
100%.
And so that's where I sort of like come from, and that's how like my brain works. Is like
Yeah.
when I was growing up, I listened to like Limp Bizkit and fucking like Busta Rhymes and
Yeah.
fucking like Ludacris and
Yeah.
like Outkast.
you know what you know.
Exactly. So that's why I probably sound like what
Yeah.
I'm a product of what I listen
You're product
to.
of what you listen to.
Exactly.
I had do you know Lee Monroe?
Don't think so.
Lee Monroe. He used to rap under the pseudonym Fig Kid. And he was like one of the first Australian hip hop artists to like properly blow up. He was like labeled as the Australian Eminem back in like 2004 or something.
What was his name?
Like
Fig Kid.
Fig Kid.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was signed to I think EMI or something like that, and he had Tech Nine on a song back like 15 years ago.
Yeah,
And
right.
he was going to be like the next big thing in Australian hip hop. Anyway, he rapped in an American accent.
Okay.
And he got kind of like, you know, he got kind of put on the outer because of that, you know, that and a few other things. But the accent was a bit of an issue for the Australian hip hop community.
Of course.
Understandably.
Yeah.
And I remember like being a fan of him, like, you know, kind of at a certain point, and I ran into him like maybe like 5 or 6 years later, and I've started rapping at this point. And I said to him like, hey, you know, that all that issue around your accent, like, how do you feel about that? And he said, man, I grew up in Southwest Sydney. The only thing that anyone listened to was G Unit, you know, and fucking Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want me to do? You know, and I never thought about that. I'd never even realized that. Yeah, how can you be into something that you haven't grown up around?
Exactly.
Like it just, yeah. Anyway, when he put it to me like that, it really made a lot of sense to me and kind of gave me the other side of the argument, the other perspective.
It's crazy, man. And that's exactly how I feel. It's like, it's I don't give a fuck about anyone's accent or anywhere. Like singers fucking sing in American accents. They've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Australian singers.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't
I don't
matter.
give a fuck. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like there's nothing that I can tell you more that I don't give a fuck about.
This man is trying to talk to you, ladies and gentlemen. He
Literally.
don't give a fuck.
Don't care. Like if you like the music, like there's so many people that fucking will comment on shit and will go, this is real good, but like it would be better if you used an Australian accent. And you're like, if
This
you,
is real good, but
yeah, but and you're like, all right, so if it's real good,
Yeah.
but if you use an Australian accent,
Yeah.
it would be better.
Yeah.
It's like, it's still good.
yeah, it's still pretty fucking good.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah.
What are you trying? What are you?
Just stop at the but.
This is real good, but
Yeah. Backspace.
Yeah.
Just leave it there, brother.
I mean, if you got like a full problem with it, if you're just like, there's no bars,
Yeah.
spitting with American accent,
Yeah.
fine, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'll
critique
be,
me.
you know what?
Yeah.
I just feel that. I get it. I understand. You just want to hear some,
Yeah.
you want to hear some fucking
You wanna hear some
authentic
pop shit? Yeah,
Australian
cool.
hip hop.
Yeah.
I'm not that.
Yep.
I'm a hybrid.
Yeah.
And so don't listen to me. I
Don't listen to
care.
me, yeah.
Like that's it. It's funny.
And that's the thing. Like you've always rapped on like because I was obviously going back doing my research as you do, and yeah, I've noticed, and I've obviously noticed over the years, but especially when I went back and had a look, you've always loved rapping over like dance music and bass music and trap music and just stuff that like most people like wouldn't dare to touch. Where did that come from? Was that like that? I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna rap over what I want to rap over.
It's more that like I like that style of music as well. Like I like a lot of EDM stuff and shit.
Yeah.
So and like all the festival trap that was happening then, it just always sounded cool with like rap on it. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Especially when shit would drop.
yeah,
And you
exactly.
start going crazy on it.
Yeah, and there was a lot of EDM producers that didn't like. I remember I was trying to work with a few, and they used to be like, "Yeah, rap into this bit and this bit," and then the drop would happen. I'd be like, "Oh, you don't want to rap on the drop?" And they'd be like, "Nah," and I'd be like, "But that's where the like
That's the fun bit.
energy is." like I get that you want me to be in the build up, and it makes sense like in your song structure, but
Yeah.
the fuck's going on in this drop?
Yeah, yeah.
Like whatever. Anyway, so but I think I got into it because man, like I used to listen to I was like doing a lot of boom bap shit, and then I got onto Danny Brown, and then when I started listening to Danny Brown, I was like, "Fuck, man, Danny Brown's so sick." And and then he started doing like a lot of the EDM shit, and I was like, "Well, my voice is like high pitched, and I could probably sound alright on EDM shit." So I started doing that transition of like doing that stuff, and also because I think that it brings another, I don't know, flavor to things. Like it's different. Like you're not just going to be like, oh yeah, we're just going to see like a hip hop show. We're just going to see this guy and he's going to be just hip hop. It's just like there's different shit in it. Like you're going to have fun and you're going to like get spiced up and do whatever the fuck you want to do. And
it's hella fun live.
And it's super fun live. Yeah, like there's nothing that I enjoy more than playing my songs live. Yeah. Like because it's just there is nothing more. Like it's just it's when I go out and I fucking play Ivan Ooze shows, they're the best. Yeah. Like even with Rest for the Wicked, like I've even told Tasker, like, cause that's by the project, but it's like I really want to go. Like I'm that type of person that like, I just want to fucking like, and like let go of shit on the stage and get rid of all that. But then I'm just sitting there and I'm like, like and just singing and I'm just like, it's still nice and it's still good and it's a different type of great feeling. Yeah. But it's just not the same as just being like, let's fucking
losing it.
Yeah, and just making everyone like I love everyone fucking jumping about and doing their thing and like fucking not caring because I'm not caring. I'm just like up there having fun, and that's the whole point of just playing a show for me is just to have fun. Yeah, totally. And so like obviously like even with like what I was saying to, because we've got shows coming up with Josh and Junior, like we had a rehearsal on Sunday, and we've just like done like a whole new fucking. Like a whole new set. Like it's crazy. Like all new songs and shit because I haven't released songs in ages, so I got heaps of new ones. And it's like, you know, doing choreography and like fucking like all these other like mime bits and like all this shit. Like so all of that's implemented now. So like now it feels like a very well structured set. Yeah. And that's like that's what I wanted to do initially way before then. And the only other thing that needs to be put in there now is just like, you know, costumes and like backdrop designs and shit. And like cool. Yeah, so that's like what I want to get to. And that's always where I want to be. And it's just like money is an issue. Yeah. And like I've never wanted to be the same as just like a standard hip hop. Like there's your DJ and there's a guy on the microphone and you're going to listen to some hip hop songs. Yeah. So we're taking it to a whole new level with the new Ivan Ooze. Fucking oath. Yeah, cool. I'm excited as. All right, we'll get to that in a little I'll get to that in a little bit. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to take us for a little trip down memory lane, even though we've been going down memory lane pretty frequently. I love memory lane. Do you remember the Seth Sentry saga with the hoverboard? Do I remember it? Do you remember it? Like what saga? Like when we chased old mate across the car park. Oh, true. At Bateman's Bay? Yeah. Yeah. No, it was at the entrance, but it's is that the same thing? No, that was at Bateman's Bay. No, the entrance on the Central Coast. Bateman's Bay, I think, is like a bit further north. Fuck, why do I think it was Bateman's Bay? That's all right. They're pretty close. But yes, I do remember that. I did fucking forgot about it, but this is what happens. My brain's so cooked that it unlocks like secret, like, you know, hidden memory. Can I tell the story? Yeah, fucking it was kind of funny. Yeah, it's great. So you're on tour with Seth Sentry. You and Dylan Joel, I believe, and. Did you do the whole tour? Because that was that big one where he did like 50 stops. Yeah, it was meant to do. You did the whole fucking tour. Yeah, it was Jesus sick. Christ. Shout out Seth Sentry for doing the biggest tour in Australia at the time. Yeah, it's the biggest ever, biggest hip hop one. Yeah, that's insane. Fuck, that's wild. I think he still got the title. I'm not too sure. Yeah, because I remember he put the poster out for that and trying to fucking read the dates. I was like, when's he coming to my city? Trying to figure that shit out. It was hilarious. But so anyway, I was like one of a handful of rappers on the Central Coast at the time. I got the call up for the opening spot. I was like, thank you, my lord. So we go play the show. We rock it. You rock it. Dill rocks it. Seth obviously rocks it. And at some point during the show, we realize, or towards the end of the show, as everyone's kind of wrapping up, we realize that the hoverboard had been stolen. Got pinched. And someone comes up, I don't know who, but an informant lets us know. Informant snitch. That has been taken and they headed that way. That's the only information that we got. And you and me are there and, you know, being a couple of young rowdy kids, we hear something's been stolen from Seth Sentry and they're going that way. We just fucking leg it straight out the door, running across this car park. And I remember cackling. I'm like, holy shit, me and Ivan Ooze are fucking chasing some cunt. I was fucking loaded. I was ready to fucking wail. I know.
and you got your long hair and it's like kind of, you had it tied up, but it's kind of flapping in the wind. And I've got my speed dealers on because I was going through a phase at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking, I'm super fast.
That was fucking madness.
Anyway, we ask a bunch of random cunts in the car park, like, have you seen the hoverboard? Have you seen the hoverboard? We're about to staunch anyone.
Yeah, fucking hell. This is good because you're telling me the story again, like I'm reliving it.
and so we don't end up finding it. And so we have to go back to Seth and go like, bro, I'm so sorry. We didn't find the hoverboard. And he's still got like, this is halfway through the tour. He's got like 20 dates left.
Yeah.
Anyway, a day or two later, someone who was at the show messaged me and goes, hey, I know the guy who stole the hoverboard.
Oh, yeah, that's all right. That's right. Yeah.
And me being a fucking, wanted to be the hero.
An animal.
Being an animal, but also wanting to save the day. I'm like, who's your boy? Let me go sort him out. Not really, but let me go break some kneecaps. So anyway, my homie goes, yeah, I know the guy. He was real fucked up. He's so sorry. He'll give it to you. Anyway, he brings it over to me. And that night I messaged I don't know how I got onto Seth Century's tour manager.
Yeah, Yogi.
Yeah, Yogi. I go, Yogi, I got the hoverboard. I can bring it down to Sydney. And I ended up bringing it down and meeting Yogi, gave him the hoverboard. I don't think I got anything in return, but I felt good.
Yeah.
I felt like I'd done a good deed.
That's a mad Samaritan.
And so he got his hoverboard back.
Yeah, crazy.
And we didn't catch the culprits.
We didn't. I remember just running through the car park, like looking at people being like, where is he? Everyone's like, what the fuck's going on? I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
That was fucking crazy. I can't believe that we did that together. That's so fun.
So anyway, that's a Seth Century saga.
Dude, fucking oath. Nice one.
It was fun. It was
That's
fucking
sick. I'm just so glad that you told me that again.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell that to other people now.
Yeah, that's a thing. Like, now you can go like act real hard and be like, yo, I fucking...
Why can't they just saw it?
Yeah, I know, but we'll just delete that bit. Don't worry about it. We'll delete it.
Yeah, fresh. All right.
All right. This one might take a minute or two to get through.
Okay.
You might have to take a second to have a think.
Okay.
I will give you a second to think. Maybe even 2 or 3.
Okay.
Who are 3 emerging acts in this country right now in the world of hip hop that you like, enjoy, or think have a lot of potential?
Yeah, I can do that easily, straight up.
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
2 of them. So they're all like, 3. Actually, no, there's 3, isn't there? They're all like, so 3 of them are new homies, and then 1 is an old homie that I've known for a long time. But Jordan Dennis and Jujo, producer, Flyboy Jack.
So Flyboy Jack or
just like both, just both,
all of them,
producer and Jordan in his own right as well. But just like their stuff is so fucking sick, man. Yep. And I listen to it literally daily. Like I do listen to it daily. It's fucking so good. They're just amazing. And then just mad talented. Young Shogun, fucking mad talented as well. Yep. And Oliver Munn.
Oh shit, that was real easy.
Yeah. Pretty.
I like all them as well. They're fucking real good.
Exactly. I just they're the one. Well, they're literally like 4 dudes that I've just been listening to regularly, and I listen to their stuff regularly. Like even fucking Olive came down and like supported the show with no notice the other night.
Oh, he did too.
Yeah, and killed it. And
sick cunt.
Yeah, and so I mean, yeah, those boys are fucking absolutely killing it, man.
There we go. That was way too easy.
Yeah,
I should have come up with something harder.
Yeah,
name 48 emerging artists in alphabetical order.
Oh, I've got you. Literally, I've got you.
Oh shit, cunt. All right. Do you know what's crazy? And this isn't that crazy. I don't know why I led with that, but I could definitely imagine you, like, you know that song Energy? Like the one that they put out, and he's doing that real flippity floppity, but in a real like sexy way, like not just a real gangster way, but a real like, I could definitely imagine you on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
No, some of that stuff's like so fucking cool, man. Like I just love hearing how chill it is, but yeah, Jordan just like controls shit with like his flow's so good, man.
Yeah.
Like we've done a couple of songs and just like hung out a couple of times now, and like he's just so good.
Yeah.
Like there's no one that I like. There's other people that I just like think are great, but like Jordan's just fucking.
There's a sense of charisma there that they've embodied in their music, and yeah, as I said before, like that's why I think it's like a world-class sound.
Definitely.
Everyone will figure it out soon, but
Of course.
yeah, for sure.
It's so good.
Well, that was fucking easy. All right. Anyway, let's move on to the harder questions.
I
What's
love
the
it.
square root of no? All right, so let's talk about Rest for the Wicked,
Sure.
if you want, just a little bit.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to do that.
So I got this question. I got this question sent in by a listener.
Oh,
a listener of the show.
Oh.
Yeah. And they want to know. Let me just read this. In your opinion, is Tasker the biggest rock star in Australia?
In Australia?
Yeah.
In my opinion, yeah, probably. He plays in the most bands that I know of.
Does the most rock star shit.
Does the most rock star shit. He, I wouldn't put it past him that he is definitely probably one of the biggest rock stars. He knows so many people.
Maybe even in the world.
Possibly in the world.
Yeah.
Tasker can confirm this. You should get Tasker on this podcast.
Dude, I don't know if I want to get him in here.
No. Give him like 6 beers and it'll be sweet.
Yeah.
Make sure they're doubles.
Okay, all right. God.
Just let him
Let him
talk.
be him.
Yeah, fucking know.
Where would that conversation go? That conversation could go anywhere.
You'd have a 12-hour podcast.
Holy shit. Okay.
It'd be fresh though.
Plenty of content.
You might even have a Bender podcast.
Holy shit. And we just like, we order a bag like halfway through and next minute we're like filming for 7 hours straight. And
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Shit could get wild, man, and you'd film it all as well, so there could be like different things that come in here. or something. You
People
have
coming and
props.
going.
Yeah, you could have different types of things. It'd be fucking sick.
Yeah, that'd be cool. All right. And maybe even chop it up into like a series. So it ends up, it's like one podcast, but there's like 12 episodes.
Yeah. No, definitely. I reckon that'd be sick. You could just name it like the Tasker Chronicles or something. Or like the Tasker Files.
Tasker, you're next. Okay, you're coming up, son.
Yeah.
No, all right. That was not from a listener. That was from me.
Bro, what? Really?
I'm like pretending to read the thingy. I'm like,
What was his or her name? It was Greg. Greg was here.
Greg. No, but all right. Talk to me about Rest for the Wicked. How you guys been going?
Yeah, we've been going sick.
All right. Well, actually before that, give me a little bit of a synopsis of kind of how you guys met and how the idea formed.
Yep.
And a little bit about like what the sound is and what you're trying to do with it.
Sure. So we just before COVID happened was when I went on a hiatus of Ivan Ooze, and I stopped doing like rap stuff for a while, and so I wanted to do like some singing stuff and explore that side of things. And Matt Tanner at Native Tongue, which is our publisher, was like, oh, we'll get you in the room with Tasker. And I'd previously met Tasker through like a whole number of shows and shit, and like doing all that sort of stuff. And yeah, but we hadn't like ever really hung out or like done things together or anything like that. So when we got into a room together, we like pretty much instantly clicked, and we were just talking shit all the time and just having fun. And he was like, what do you want to make? And I was like, I just want to make something with you. Like, I don't want to I just want to see what like what's going on in your head, and then I'll see what's going on in my head, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And just see what sticks.
Yeah.
And so we did that, and then we came out with Bones, which is already out.
Yeah.
And then we did the next song, which is Feel the Same Way, which is out now as well. And we just kept going along, and then like we ended up having like 5 or 6 songs, I think. And they were all good songs, and we were just like, fuck, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And then Tasker called me one day, I think, or he might have messaged me, and he's just like, oh, we should make this like a duo thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I've never been in a band before. That'd be sick. It'd be cool. And we ended up doing it, and he's like, oh, I'm going to show it to one of my, like a dude that I know, his name's Scott. He works with like EMI and stuff with like talent that's coming up or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I was like, cool. And so then COVID happened, and then we were in like emails with Scott and my manager and Tasker's manager and EMI for like the whole time, and I didn't really understand what was going on, and I'd just previously left like another record label. So we like sorry I left an independent one. So I was just sort of like, you know, with the indie one that I was on, like I was a bit like maybe like a little bit jaded and stuff. Like I sort of was just like, oh, I don't really know what EMI can like sort of like, you know, like do for me and all that. I was a bit scared about it and all that sort of shit. And then my manager was just like, you should read this. I've got the contract. He's like, you should read this. So I read it, and I was all in like fucking like lawyer mumbo jumbo.
Right.
And I was like, I don't understand anything this fucking says. I need to go to school for another 9 years to understand. And then he's like, I was like, if you can give it to me in layman's terms, I'll understand it. And I was like, okay, cool. So he sends it to me, and then I was like, oh, this is actually a pretty good deal. He's like, yeah, it is. Like, and it will fucking help you and Tasker do all your shit. We're like, okay, cool. So we signed it in COVID, and then I think Tasker went out to dinner like with a couple of the A&Rs because he was in Sydney.
Right.
And I was still in Melbourne in lockdown because Sydney wasn't.
Yeah.
So like, it was fucking
Lucky
weird,
cunts.
man. Yeah. So like literally they like out like fucking, like
living
fucking,
their best lives.
having the dinners and shit. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, don't worry, we'll have a dinner.
They
when
don't understand.
Yeah, like we'll have a dinner when like lockdown finishes here anyway. So then we ended up having dinner. That was fun. And then we started getting into like all the stuff and like, EMI are fucking incredible. They're so good.
Yep.
And it's just so good like working with them and like having Rest for the Wicked like with them and doing stuff because they just understand it and they fucking just get what we are trying to get across. So I mean, it's just working lovely.
Yeah.
And they're fucking
So it's all been
sickos.
pretty, it's all felt pretty natural so far.
Definitely. It's definitely felt natural. Like everyone in our like team is so fucking switched on and on point with everything. So I mean like it's just fucking mad, man.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And I'm just extremely lucky.
Yep.
So it's cool. And just making the music with Task as well. Task like I say it to everybody, he's a genius. He's a crazy genius.
He's a crazy genius.
Yeah, he will fucking he takes it on board.
I think I love how, because I reckon he's one of those people that like the if you're outside of the industry, you got no idea who he is. You would have no idea how much of an influence he's having on the industry.
Of course, yeah.
And he's going to be one of those people in like 20, 30 years will just have this like fucking ridiculous body of work.
Yep.
But like I don't know how many people can go from like producing a Husky record to like making, what would you call Rest for the Wicked? Like
Just like psych rock,
yeah.
Yeah, like lo-fi, like hip hop /
And doing it all so
Alternative.
organically as well.
Yeah, man.
Like that's unreal.
He's just crazy, man. Like even just his process and stuff and just the way he does things is really interesting to watch. And I mean like there's so many times where like he's just come back and someone hasn't like used a beat or something or like, like someone didn't end up wanting to use it. And then I was like, oh, just show me it. And then like he shows me, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, and like, I'm just like whoever didn't want to use it, like fucking whatever.
Really?
But like, yeah, man. Like
That good. And then you're like,
they're crazy.
what the fuck?
Yeah. I literally like will listen to it and I'll be like, fuck, dude.
That's insane.
And then
Yeah.
we'll end up using it because like, it's like, I can definitely do something on
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
And it's just
yeah.
like, oh, we'll go for it. I was like, all right, sick.
Yeah.
So I don't get it.
That's unreal.
Yeah, but some people like certain sounds, whatever, but I like shit that's made by a maniac. And so,
Yeah. No, fair enough. Fair enough.
That's my type.
Yeah.
Made
keep
by
it
maniac
tasty.
type beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
How
sick.
was the show? How was the show last week?
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had fucking heaps of fun. We were just,
It looked busy.
it was very busy. We were actually, I was surprised because we sort of like skimped out on like just telling people to come until last week. Like when we were like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, we got Melbourne show.
So
So
I should probably tell people that we're
Should-
playing in Melbourne.
yeah, probably do some shit like that because because all of the shows that we're playing haven't been like our ticketed shows, so we haven't like been keeping up with it. So we just like have been a little bit slack, which is not good. But it was still fucking sick. It was still packed. Everyone was having fun. Like we had a great night, and then there was a breakdown circle at the end, which was fucking,
Oh, fuck yeah.
yeah, that was fun.
You get in there and do a couple of
I
head
did a
spins?
windmill and like pulled my back out.
Did ya?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It was
Okay.
fucked
Been
up.
limping for weeks.
I have literally not been able to sit properly. Like
Yeah.
I'm slumping like this because
yeah,
it feels
that makes
good.
sense.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you that massage later, yeah?
Thank you.
Mudgy. That's the Slaaap Haaapy service.
My G.
Mudgy. You come in, you do an interview, you get a little deep tish.
Yeah, not deep tish.
Deep tish, bit of a happy ending.
Yeah,
you know?
not bad. I like that shit, man. A slap happy happy ending. A slap happy
Fuck.
ending. Not
Look,
bad.
let it be known, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
have
You come on my
received-
podcast, you get treated real good.
He broke my podcast virginity, and now I get the slap happy ending.
Oh, that's so good. I'm so happy. That's
What
just-
happy?
That's
Slap
so
happy?
good.
Anything?
I'm slap happy. I'm slap happy.
Fresh.
All right. I wanna get a little bit more serious with you right now.
Sure.
So one thing that I have always admired about you is you have always had this like base level of like humility, and every time that we've met, it's just like I've always been just talking to like a guy who's like me. How I mean, I can't really ask if that's hard to maintain because that's obviously just who you are. But like, do you find it hard to maintain? I mean, considering some of the things that you've done, considering some of the people you've met, like, is that hard to maintain?
No, I don't think it is just because of the way that I maybe necessarily view people in the world. Like I don't like have a problem going up to someone that is like very well known and just saying what's up because I don't find everybody's a person to me. So like, and everyone's the same, like, well, there's no fucking like higher ladder to things or anything like that. So I don't like see what, like if I see someone out there like thinking that they're better than someone, I immediately think that they're a dickhead.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and that's not what I ever want to be because I'm just like I don't get it. And I like, you can reach and like help and achieve so much more by just being yourself. But some people's selves are just being fucking like snobby little cunts.
Yeah.
And it's just like, if you want to be like that, like for sure, 100% go for it. Like nothing is like no one's stopping you. No one's doing anything. But like some people choose to be like that. I wasn't raised like that. I say thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am, because like that's how I was raised. I always use my manners because I like manners and like all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I just don't get people's views on if as like, oh, now you've got 30,000 followers, you're in another bracket of cool,
right?
Or like anything like that, or now you've got 100, you can't talk to them people anymore.
And
because
your standards have to change as a human being because the number's different.
And people do, and people like get told that shit as well. Like, I mean, there's people that would say, you know, like there's other, like say for example, like with podcasts or something like that, you might go reach out with somebody that like you want to interview or something like that. They might go, oh yeah, we'd love to, but you know, like that or whatever, because maybe you don't have that many followers or maybe something like that. And it's just like, man, if like they're your friend or you've known them for ages or you've done something with them, it's like, why is it so hard for you to just take an hour of your time to just go help someone else? Or do shit like that. Like it's fucking like, it's not hard. If you like, say if you've got the money and like you fucking like want to donate to something, do it. You don't have to tell everyone you did it. But just fucking do it. Like, I guess just I don't get like how you have to be told these things to then do them because it's never made sense to me. And I guess that's why I'm down to earth and why I do these things and I don't give a fuck about taking the piss out of myself or doing anything because it's like life's too short to literally take everything so fucking seriously and just to have this like hierarchy of bullshit. It's weird, man.
I love it.
Yeah, it's true.
And I think it's actually what people don't actually understand is that it is it's an asset. It's not an asset that you see immediate reward for or benefit in, but it's an asset that grows in value over time. Because what happens is, right, and I'll give you a good example. There's a guy named Jay West. Have you heard the name Jay West before?
I have heard the name Jay West.
Anyway, Jay West, for anyone who's listening at home, rapper and producer, came here from the States in like the early 2000s, and he was like, I think almost won the first ever. What are the Australian awards? ARIA. He almost won the first ever ARIA for the urban category.
Yeah, crazy.
And anyway, he was. I think when I first started listening to hip hop, he was like, he might have been the only Australian person that I knew of because he was like getting pushed as like, you know, some big thing. He's African American, he's tall, he's good looking, all that stuff. Anyway, so this is like 2004. About 2012, 13, I moved to Sydney and I'm like now rapping. I'm chasing the dream of being a rapper. I, for some reason, messaged him on Facebook. I was going through a phase where I was reaching out to everyone above me.
Yeah, sick.
Message Tucker, message everyone on Elephant Tracks, message Horror Show, message basically every rapper that was like above me. I was like messaging them, trying to like, you know, when you don't understand how things work necessarily, you try to probably overreach and over ask.
Of course.
And Jay West was one of the people that I reached out to, and he was literally the only person who got back to me. And he, because I sent him a video and I'm like, hey, what do you think of this? And he goes, what's your phone number? Calls me up. Hey, bro, like, you know, I think this bit's really good. You could work on this a little bit more. Gave me like really tight, constructive feedback.
It was so sick.
Yeah, it was unreal. Anyway, fast forward about 8 years later, and he actually goes to the gym up here with my brother Luke.
Crazy.
Yeah. And him and Luke are going to the gym and they end up getting a chat to each other because they're both big boys, and you know how big boys be, they be biggin' and shit. And anyway, they start chatting to each other, and a couple of weeks later, he comes around here, and we're sitting down at my coffee table here, like having a chat about music and being an independent artist and all that shit. And I told him that story, and he goes, man, I've always thought about that shit. I've always thought about like just being a good person and like how, you know, not necessarily like will this like look favorably on me in the future.
Affect everything that's around you.
Yeah. But I am just literally just trying to make the world a better place by just putting that good energy out into the world. And in his case, it's an asset because now 8 years later, I can like look at him and be like, dude, you're a sick cunt. I'll fucking help you out. I'll like, if you want to do anything, if you need any help with anything.
Exactly
like,
right.
You know what I mean? And it's all because he was just genuine and you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think it works for you because obviously all the relationships that you have built in the music industry, they're all genuine.
Yeah,
They're not based on like, oh, I think he can get me something or I think he can get me somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe some of them are, but I think most of them are because you've been genuine.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I think your fan base as well, like going back to like having a micro, like a niche fan base, and having a fan base that's engaged. I think a lot of your fan base relate to you so heavily because you've always been accessible. You've always been genuine.
Yeah. Man, like I've always done like all that stuff because I mean, like even like what I've talked about this with Tasker like plenty of times and with other people when we're in the room and stuff as well. It's like if someone's come to pay, like when you really think about it, you wouldn't be anything without a fan. Like regardless of like what, like,
100%.
And that's like the thing is what people sometimes like neglect so hard is that like your fans are the reason why you're anywhere. Like, I mean, like on Facebook especially, like I try and like reply to everybody because they put in the time to reply to me. And like I might have put in the content to give them and you might think that that's enough, but it's not. Because like you want to like form like a relationship and a bond with them in a way that like even if it's a fan, like it's not really fans because they're friends to me because when they come and see me, they're helping me out and they're supporting like what I do and doing all that sort of shit, you know what I mean? And so like when I'm doing all of that shit, it feels good because like I will always hang out like an hour after the show and take a picture with everybody and fucking like sign everything that they want me to sign because I think that it like that's worthy of like if you came from wherever that you came from and paid $25 just to come and see me rap at you for a fucking 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And I've never like ever been a person that's neglected that. And that's the other thing why I like sort of value like a lot of like the underground American artists as well. Because all of them that I saw when they used to come to Australia, like I saw like Self-Titled and like Blackistan, rest in peace. And fucking like Apathy was meant to come over with them, but he didn't end up coming. And who else did I fucking see? There's like Hobson and like fucking like all of these dudes. And they all hung out. They all hung out after the show.
Oh,
and
really?
and they fucking like went to the merch desk. They signed everything. They got pictures with
Shook
people.
hands.
Did everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I always admired that because I was like, man, like I literally, and it made me listen to them more. Like I was like, I already listened to you enough. But now I listen to you more because you're just, you fucking gave, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's like where people sort of like get like really half-assed about shit sometimes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've always been like that. I probably always will be like that.
Yeah. Even like, that when we did that in Newcastle, I think it was like 2016, 17, it was I don't know how to pronounce the 93 KFC Rotisserie Gold. Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah.
You pronounced it.
Yeah, there you go. So that tour when you went up to Newcastle, you did the under 18 show. Yeah, under 18 show during the day and then the over 18s at night.
Yeah.
And every single person from the under 18 show got a photo. Every single person from the over 18 show got a photo.
Sure did.
And I was like, fuck, that's pretty gangster.
Yeah, man. You just got to sit out there and like do the deed. It's not like, man, it's like, this is like, it's so fucked up to think about, but it's like some people like, I get like your mega superstars and like even the bigger dudes, like they still have like meet and greets and like all that sort of shit, which is cool. But there's also like it's so weird because people will view it as like, all right, I'm going to go out for this one show and I'm going to do 45 minutes and then I'm going to go home. And it's like, all right, well, you can go out for like 45 minutes or you could just do like maybe a quarter of a day's work.
Yeah.
Which is just maybe stay out there for an hour extra, 2 hours of your time.
Yeah.
go and say hello to everyone.
Yeah.
Like I know, like even bigger shows, like what if you play into 1,000 people? Not everyone's gonna actually see you that you're there, but maybe
Might be like 200, 300.
yeah, maybe that might be 2 hours,
Yeah.
right? So, but then you've only stayed there for like what 3 hours.
Yeah.
So for 3 hours, you made
Yeah.
let's say quite a decent amount of money from like an Enmore or a forum if you were out there.
Yeah.
But people just don't. They just
How many lives did you change by making that effort?
Well, man, like there's so many people that have come up to me and like told me a heap of fucking shit, man.
Yeah.
Like crazy shit.
Yeah.
And it's just that some of it's real heavy.
Yeah.
And like I know that especially because it's like with Australian hip hop, it's like lots of people are very accessible to like what I used to write to when I was like what I used to write when I was younger. Sorry. So like and a lot of the stuff that I used to write when I was younger was when I was like really depressed.
Yeah.
So like they sort of feel like that like they feel like that I've gone through the same thing as them.
Yeah.
And that's how they understand it. And that's how I sort of feel with a lot of the dudes that I listen to is because I relate to them so heavily because I feel like that I've gone through a lot of the shit. That's how people get to be like so attached to someone like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy.
Shared
man.
experience.
Literally shared experience.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's where my fan base also comes across. But I mean like everybody that supports me and shit, like I'm just so thankful that I actually get to do shit. Literally.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking special.
It's fucking crazy, man.
All right, what do you think about this? What would you say a career highlight would be?
Probably doing a song with Ghostface, eh?
Yeah, that was pretty fucking cool. That was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's up there.
Doing that, going to the studio with Ooze and I. That was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Went to dinner with them as well, which was fucking nuts. Met Ice Cube. I've done a number of cool things that I never thought would, not that I never thought would be possible. I think that everything's possible in your life if you really put your mind to it and like really push to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But it's just weird when you just meet them in the physical sometimes.
Yeah.
And you just got to remember that they're just a person. They're just another dude. They're just another chick.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nuts.
Now, career low light.
Getting mad depressed from doing what I like to do.
Okay, talking about Ivan Ooze stuff.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Just fucking people getting in your head. People trying to get you down.
Talk to me about that.
Just shit. Just people that are like, whether it's fans or fucking like, even just like other artists and stuff that just like, I don't know, like you could like, there's a number of things that like over the point of where I put out, where I started like doing well for myself to then sort of gradually slowing down where I was just like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Fucking hated it.
Is that because like what you mentioned earlier, maybe overthinking it a little bit?
Not so much that I'm overthinking it. Like all the things are there, like comments and like fucking like inboxes and like all that sort of shit. It's just like getting them all the time and just like, you know, like even just like fucking getting like articles made about you over something that like didn't like that, you know, like there's something that might have been a mistake or something like that, or something that's like, you know, been taken out of context or some shit or like anything. And then like seeing like 70 comments about like you just being like a fucking like the people that don't know you that are just like fucking whack and like all this shit is like fucking biggest piece of shit and like all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And that stuff like when I was like younger as well, like cause I just didn't have it all together, like mentally, that really fucked me up.
Yeah.
Like properly. And I vented, like when I did my last Melbourne show, I fully vented. Like I didn't even want to do it. And then I did do it.
You did do it.
Yeah, I did. I exploded on went all fucking mad.
Yep.
And said a whole heap of shit and just let everyone know how I was feeling. Like I was in my own
none of this was
session.
planned.
Nah.
Just kind of came out.
Just literally all came out at once. It was pretty hectic.
Yeah.
I blew up.
Yep. Yeah,
There's
a little meltdown.
Yep, there's footage of it, and it was just it was all just because people were just being nasty.
Yeah, the pressure of being in the public eye.
Being somewhat. Yeah, it was just I don't know. I can on my level of things like it's not even anywhere near as bad as like fucking people that have got millions of followers.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I couldn't really imagine how you'd feel, but I think that like just from going through like all of that sort of changed my my brain of how I look at things. And then I had to have that break. And then when I had the break, I sort of like reflected on everything and just and like that's when I learned that like people's reactions to things are so like in the moment that they forget that they even did that. Like that, and that's like what's so like ridiculous about it is like they forget they even did it because they're so fucking like loserish.
Yeah.
That like you're just like, well, if you don't pay attention to it and you can finally like get over that hump of just being like, because they don't care.
Yeah.
They'll just go blah 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 blah, send and go, oh, I wonder what fucking.
And then get on
Jimmy's
with their
doing.
lives, not even
They won't even
know.
think about it or whatever, and then like they might, and then if there's a comment back, they'll understand. They'll be like, "Oh wait, let's fucking see what he said or some shit."
Yeah.
If you never did it though, they would never do anything.
Yep.
Or even buy into it or anything. And like now, I just do the opposite, where I just like have compassion for people.
Yeah.
They fucking hate that.
Yeah.
And I learned that from my girlfriend now, just being like having compassion for people and killing them with kindness and killing them with kindness hurts them so much. It is so amazing. It doesn't hurt them. Like I'm not trying to hurt them, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm trying to kill them with kindness.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's just great. It's a great tool to have.
Yep.
And majority of the time, I had a guy the other day that was like, it's actually a really funny comment.
Yeah.
He was like, fuck you, man. Like, you're fucking whack. This is the reason why fucking like Australian hip hop's going down the drain, like all this fucking shit. And I like replied to him and I'm like, hey man, sounds like you were having like a pretty bad day. I feel like sorry for you, man. Like, I know that this isn't really my fault. This sounds like something that you're going through and I don't know what you're going through, but I have compassion for you, man. I hope you're all right. And, I still appreciate the comment. And he literally goes, the next comment goes, yeah, bros, I was actually having a pretty shit day. You're all right. I was not expecting it at all. He literally just folded and just went, oh yeah, bros, I was having a pretty
Fair
shit
enough.
day. And I was just like, dude, if you're having a shit day, like why the fuck are you taking it out on everyone else?
Yeah.
Like sort out your own shit.
Yeah. Eye for an eye makes the world go blind.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And that's the thing, like people don't, do you know what the, do you know what Stoicism is? Stoicism's like this ancient philosophy, been around for thousands of years.
Right.
And it's called the art of living.
Okay.
And it's about just constant self-improvement. And Marcus Aurelius and, Seneca and all these great philosophers been teaching, have taught like Stoicism for years. And some of the greatest people in history like Abraham Lincoln and I can't think of any others, but they've all like practiced Stoicism.
Right.
And one of the like core understandings of Stoicism is that you are always training to widen the gap between emotion and reaction. And that's all it is. It's nothing grand.
Yeah.
It's nothing life-changing. Well, it is. It's life-changing.
It's definitely life-changing,
but
sure.
in small fragments.
Yeah.
So your goal, the goal for Stoicism is just to go, all right, how can I make sure that when I react to something, when I feel something, I don't react in 1 second, I react in 2 seconds or maybe 3 seconds, because the wider that gap becomes, the less chance you have of reacting. Yeah. And most people, they don't have any gap. No. It's feel, react. Feel, react. Literally. Feel, react.
That's where anger comes from.
Yeah, 100%. And a lot of these people that are making these like split-second decisions are based off of like an emotion that they feel and they react to instantly without thinking, all right, well, what is this comment going to do? What is this? What is me putting this energy out into the world going to do for the person that I'm directing it at?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no gap between emotion and reaction.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah. And
but it's very true though. Like, and that's what like I sort of want to tell other people as well. Like, because I used to be very similar, where like that's what I've sort of learned, and like I didn't know that that's what it's called. But it's like, and like the art of practicing how to do that. But it's also like I do know a lot of people still do take that sort of shit to heart, and like, and a lot of artists as well, and a lot of like other friends as well. Like that's just a lot of reason why they don't use social media and stuff. And it's just like, you've really got to view social media as a different aspect instead of actually real life, because I don't view social media as real life.
It's not real life.
And it's not like no one's going to come up to you and tell you that like, what you're wearing fucking sucks on the street. And no one's going to like do any of these things to your face. No one's going to come to like your show, even if they said that they were going to come to your show and boo you or something like that. And they never do. They're all, it's just, It's people with like nothing to do with their lives, like literally, and it is. And it's like they're so bored and they want to be a part of something and they haven't found what they want to be a part of, and they just talk shit, and then it's not positive because they don't like where they're at.
They don't like themselves.
Exactly, they don't like themselves, and so like the more that they talk about like the things like or the more that like shit sucks for them, they want it to suck for the people that are doing well.
Yeah,
and that's like their outlet of doing things, and you just. Like it took me ages to understand that.
Yep.
And then when I understood it, like I did it like sort of at the start. And like I always used to say like, that shit, I don't give a fuck, but I did. Now I really don't.
Yeah.
And now I know that I don't. And it's so good because it's like I needed like that break to understand it and to watch it and to see like now that I'm not doing anything, literally all the attention's on everyone else. No one gives a fuck. And then like, and it's all that sort of shit. Yeah. But also all the hate. Yeah. And I'm not getting any of it now. I feel good as. And then like, and I'm like, whatever. And I'm like, but I can still feel good as and do it. Yeah. I just don't look at it. And if I see it, I look at it for a second and I laugh. Yeah. Or I go,
hit it with some compassion.
Literally, I'm like, I look at this person and I always do it. Like I'll click on their profile and just be like, no, you know what? I will have a squiz. Yeah. And I look at their profile and go, they did nothing today. Like surely they did nothing.
Yeah.
I did something.
Yeah.
Obviously I did something because I've got a reaction.
Yeah.
And that's what all anyone should like understand and feel is like if you're doing something that you want to do, and like I know that social media is like so fucking brutal sometimes and people are so nasty and stuff, but you're just in it to just, do the best that you want to do. And if you're like a creative as well, and that's sort of like where people are at a sort of standpoint, because right now they're like, man, why do I have to do all this social media shit and do TikTok? Yeah. Because like I'm a musician. Yeah. And it's like, in my eyes, like it's sort of a half. Like I do understand it, but also like being a musician isn't meant to be easy. No. There's also,
if it was as easy as learning a few chords and learning how to sing in pitch. Yeah. Everyone would fucking do it.
Exactly.
It's more than that. Yeah. It's way more than that. Yeah. And you like there's no point fucking kicking your feet. Like you've always adapted. I love how like right now the talk of the day and the current theme of where the market is at right now is remixes, open verse challenges, TikTok, make it short, make it punchy, and you're just like, all right, let's fucking go. Yeah. There's no point fucking kicking your feet and like whinging about it and like dying on your artist sword, and pronouncing it artiste. Just do what has to be done. That's the job. Today, that's the job. Do the job.
Exactly. And that's what it's so weird about like with all these things is like this is like the new era of like how a musician is, and some people like it does suck. Like I know that like I know a lot of great artists that probably aren't doing as well as they should be doing, and all that sort of stuff. And it's like you just have to there's a thing there that everyone knows that's the way to become what you really want to become, and everyone knows it. Yeah. Like, but it's just like some people are good at it and some people aren't. It's like that's okay, but also in 5 years' time or 10 years' time, there probably will be something else. And maybe that might be your thing. And maybe that might not be my thing. Yeah. And like maybe I'll be like, oh man, I fucking hate this or whatever. But like the more that like that happens, it just like feels very I don't know. The energy is very boomerish. Yeah. It's very like I don't want to learn this because I did this before and now I don't want to do this. And I was in the same thing. Like when I first found out about TikTok, I was like, this is whack. Yep. And now I'm like, well, if you can fucking utilize it to fucking reach like millions of people, then why the fuck am I not using it? 100%. And like fucking like you're a musician, you make music, get fucking creative. Yeah. Like go and do something that's creative. Like that's the whole point of like stepping out of the box and finding fucking creatives. Yeah. So then like there's heaps of like great musicians that are coming out of TikTok. It's just that you're just like, nah, they can't be. Yep.
It's someone said something to me the other day. It's like talking about it was like a pretty dark topic of how we got onto this, but someone goes, oh, like anyone who's around or left at the end of COVID, it should be like survival of the fittest or something. And then which I thought was a bit.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, it's a bit brutal because he was like referencing old people, for example. Yeah, like survival of the fittest.
Not gonna be around.
Just Mother Nature. Yeah. And then my other friend said, no, not survival of the fittest, survival of the most adaptable. Yeah. And like I think that is it's just a very true statement of everything in life. Like as technology is advanced over the years, right from the beginning of time, it's not necessarily the fittest or the strongest. At certain points it has been, but it's also just the most adaptable.
Exactly.
And in the music industry, which is changing so fucking frequently, if you're not adapting, you're losing.
Exactly.
And like,
you have to adapt.
Come on, man.
Yeah, and I agree, like 100%. It's all about adapting. Like when people like at the moment, drill's massive, right?
Yep. Hadn't noticed.
Yeah, exactly. No one has. But if I were to go and like rap on drill or whatever, like I know how to rap on drill, could definitely do it. But I'm not complaining about where the place that I'm in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not complaining about like I'm happy to be in the pocket that I'm in and do the things that I want to do because it makes me happy.
Yeah.
If you're trying to like do it because you want more money or like you want this stuff and you're like, ooh, fucking like TikTok's not working for me or all that stuff, like and all that shit. It's just like, don't do it then.
Yeah.
Like go and get a job.
Yeah.
Like fucking, like and they're like, well, we don't want a job. Be like, well then fucking do TikTok.
Do TikTok.
Like what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like TikTok is so ridiculous at the moment.
Yeah.
That you have to do it. And it's and like people like it's just I've had this talk with plenty of different people.
Yeah.
And I just every time I'm just like, even if someone's complaining about it, I just still don't get it.
Yeah.
It's like there's no point in complaining about it. Just join it. It's like do what you need to do.
Do you know what it is? It's complaining about rain.
Yeah.
Oh, it's raining today. Oh, so shit. Oh, horrible weather. Motherfucker, like, really? Like, you think you can do anything about that?
Yeah.
Like, you can't fucking change the weather. Like, deal with the weather. Put a fucking raincoat on. Grab an umbrella. Live with it. You know? TikTok. Live with it. Adapt.
Literally.
Be better. Stop complaining.
Unless we had like Storm.
Unless we had a storm.
Like a storm like from X-Men. Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Then you could change the weather.
She can hang out. You
Literally.
know what I'm
Halle Berry's fire. But also,
Halle Berry, yeah.
But also that you need like a TikTok algorithm storm.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like push that over there.
Push that over there.
Oh my God, there's all the focus on the Facebooks.
Yeah. I mean,
on the other Facebooks and the Instagram and
no, this and that. Do you know what I actually noticed though? You had fairly good engagement on your Facebook recently.
I have,
which is great.
I think that also it's because that I'm doing older songs, which I know, and I think maybe the older generation use Facebook more.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I think that's why that's working a lot more because I find that when I'm on TikTok, I just have to be stupid.
Yeah. Okay.
And like they don't, and like that's not a problem for me. I'm always
Speaking of stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's Young Chopper going?
Young Chopper's chilling, man.
Yeah.
He's not here right now.
No, but is he, when's he planning on dropping again? Or?
Well, Young Chopper was going to drop, but then the whole reason why Young Chopper didn't drop, like I did put a bit, Young Chopper, sorry, we're talking about Young Chopper. I'm not talking about myself, but Young Chopper did put his hit single on SoundCloud. He didn't put it on Spotify though, because he just wanted to show that he was, he could do the things that everybody else did.
Right.
But better.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all that Young Chopper wanted to do. I think he did well.
Okay.
I think he did well at proving his point that he can really just say a bunch of words with a great flow, but also buzzwords like Gucci and like, Louis and Fendi.
Also, I think it helped like his tone. Like he's got a great tone.
You like his tone?
Yeah.
Yeah, his tone's pretty good. I do like his tone as well. I didn't realize how many people liked his tone more than anything, to be honest.
I didn't even hear the words. I just heard a tone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Well, there it is. He definitely has never listened to Pop Smoke.
No.
But yeah, he's still around. I think he's still on Bali.
Is he still chilling over there?
I think so.
Maybe I'll get him on the podcast next.
Yeah, you can definitely have
a chat to him for me.
I can definitely have a chat to him.
So you got to chat to Tasker and Young Chopper for me.
100%. I can definitely do that.
I appreciate that.
That's all right.
You're a G.
No worries, brother.
It's not true what they say about you.
But it is.
It's so true. All right. Just quickly going back to the like a little bit of a layoff and having that like kind of like meltdown moment and just like struggling with the pressure cooker that is the entertainment industry.
Yes.
What has brought you? What has seen you be able to like re-enter it as Ivan Ooze? Like what's brought you back?
What me back has literally been when I did a remix of Lude's remix of Down Under.
Yep.
And people liked that. And then I was like, oh, okay, this is surprising. And because I don't know what happened during the time of where I hadn't posted a video in a while, but obviously the algorithm, like Facebook, I'm pretty sure because I read a few articles on it, and Instagram sort of were copying the algorithm of like what TikTok was doing.
Yeah.
And so because I already had quite a number of followers, it sort of pushed it out to all of them. And because they liked it, it went into like an algorithm, and then the next one did. So Instagram and Facebook went really well, and so did TikTok. They were all going really well. And I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like I was just like, where the has all this come from?
Yeah, okay.
Again. And so then that started happening, and then I gained a whole heap of followers. I mean, like, it's actually pretty fucked, man, because I was like, I think I had something like 50,000 followers on Facebook. Now I've almost got 100, and I was in like April.
Holy shit.
Yeah, now it's
doubled.
Yeah, from
Fuck.
April. So like only in a few months.
It's because, I think it is because they're trying to compete with TikTok. They see them as such a competitor.
They are,
like such a big competitor.
Yeah.
That they're like, holy shit, we need to fucking get our shit together because people are loving all this organic reach.
Yeah.
And they're flooding to TikTok.
That's
So
right.
we need to do something about it.
It's all the organic reach, and it's always has been as well. Like, I mean, it's the same back in the day with Vine, because like Vine used to be, I used to love Vine.
I love Vine.
I used to make Vines all the time. But that's all organic reach. As soon as Facebook and Instagram got rid of organic reach, it was like, why the fuck are we using it?
Yeah.
Like, as in like that, the reason why you want to promote yourself is to get yourself out there.
Yep.
You can't get yourself out there unless you have money. Well,
not everyone has money.
exactly. So then everyone goes to TikTok, and now TikTok's doing exactly what they get. That's why everyone uses fucking TikTok. Back to that. So, but anyway, so I've just been doing that. Young Chopper jumped on my TikTok and did a fucking rap and did well.
Yeah.
He did well.
He blew up a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, my one, which was good. So we share the account now, and then it's been sick. It's been really good. So I'm just in a new place, got new fans, talking to them all the time. They message me, fucking been doing merch, getting shows ready. So it's fucking sick.
Does it feel good to have had that layoff, had that like kind of refound yourself a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. I think that just, doing raps and then like sort of getting that acceptance from other people, I guess. Not acceptance that I need it, but more so that like I wasn't actually doing anything wrong in the beginning. It was more just all these algorithms and shit. Like I think I'm a person that does genuinely just like algorithms. Generally, I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, genuinely like an organic reach and stuff, because I've always...
Well, think about where you came from.
Exactly, yeah.
It's that first video, that virality moment that launched your career essentially.
Exactly, and that's what I think, like, that's why I have a standpoint with people that like sort of hate TikTok and stuff, because...
You don't understand.
Yeah, it's more like I guess because I come from an acting background, and like I, know how to perform and like use and like be like accessible and like and all that sort of stuff is more why I prefer video content and why like I do those sort of things. I'm a very visual person. I always have been. So like
right, okay, because you definitely did love to do like the Freestyle Fridays and all that stuff where you were like, in front of the camera, just doing what you felt comfortable doing.
Yeah.
And when that kind of got taken away from you, when that organic reach got taken away from you, it was like, oh, this isn't as fun anymore.
No, you got to like pay for that shit and like, we'll push it out to like a couple of your followers, but like if you want it to the rest of them, you got to pay for it. It's like, well then why? What? Like I didn't fucking like sign up for this.
Yeah.
And so like that's why now it just transfers, but now everyone's doing it again.
Yep.
So that's why like I'm doing things again.
And you're leading the charge.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah.
It's sick. It's good. I like just being fucking just doing
You just
shit.
love rapping, don't you?
I love rapping.
Yeah.
I love rapping. I love fucking playing shows. I love hanging out with people that enjoy having fun at shows. And I love meeting new fucking artists and hanging out with them and doing fucking podcasts as well.
And now you love Pirate Life IPA.
I do actually. That was actually really
pretty
tasty.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
That was good. I want to have another one, but I won't be able to drive home.
No, you won't. They're actually like, I think there's like
Two standards.
Yeah. Yeah, they're too hectic.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I know. All right. Ivan Ooze. What does success look like to you?
Success.
So I'm talking 60, 70 years. You're in a rocking chair.
Yes.
On the front porch. You got your great grandkids there.
Yep.
And they're like, Grandpop, what was success?
What was success? All right. So, that's a good question. I would say the success is that if I've done everything that I wanted to do, the way that I wanted to do it, sometimes not always the way that I wanted to do it. Like, you know, you've got to look out for other people and stuff and help them out as well, and look out for your friends and your family and all that, and just other randoms in life as well. But success to me has always been that if I can afford to live off what I do, which is what I love to do,
Make music.
just make music and just, you know, fuck around and like make videos for people, make people laugh.
Yep.
Do things like that because, like, you know, laughter is the best medicine for anything, and just understanding all of those things. That would be like my success. It would be that I achieved that I helped other people. And that's the only thing that I really do each day, and what I basically live for is just helping other people. I like helping other people. I like, you know, getting other people out of their own headspace. And that's like what my whole moral is. And it helps me get out of my own headspace doing it. And I think that's the reason why I do it a lot, is because sometimes I'm too far in my headspace. And
I think it's actually interesting that you say that. It's like, I feel like, you know, the things that were very formative for you, like talking to those guys on the American rappers and having that shared experience and what you've learned from them, you now want to, by the sounds of it, you now want to be that person for other people.
Pass the torch.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and just do that. And I mean, like, there's definitely different, like, sort of situations that I've been in, and different, like, you know, places that I've been when I was younger, and like how I grew up, and like all that sort of stuff that affects everything that I rap about and think about. But I don't know, like, I'm very self-aware of like myself and like how I sort of act and what I do. But I'm also very good with reading people's body language and understanding like how they might be feeling, and sort of like, you know, can sort of help them and comfort them in a way that they, you know, feel comfortable talking to me. Yeah. Or something like that. And I think that that's where, like, because I understand that about myself, I think that's where my strong point lies, is that I can just always talk to people and like, you know, get whatever.
Make them comfortable.
Yeah. Make them feel good. Just make them chill out and like maybe just not think about shit for a little bit. Yeah. That's all that really matters to me.
I think that's a pretty good definition of success.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
That's okay. Yeah. I feel like if I could look back on my life and say something similar, like, I'd be pretty fucking happy.
It's a good thing to do. And that's like and that's what makes you a good person as well.
Yeah.
Makes you a good person, and then also makes other people good people, is if you're helping other people. I mean, that's like the best, it's the most satisfaction that I feel when like I've sort of helped someone else out. Yeah. If like I can get to the point of that, it makes me like, I feel like I'm fulfilled for the day.
Yeah, totally.
And that's like, that's where I'm at. So, I mean, when I get comments on videos or whatever, and like some people be like, man, I had a shit day today, but like this made me feel better or whatever. I'm just like, fuck, that's sick.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Job done.
Literally.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's sick.
All right, this is the last question.
Last question, fucking.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's see.
What are the plans? This is not a big question, but what are the plans for the rest of 2022? Ivan Ooze and Rest for the Wicked.
I think what we're doing, so Rest for the Wicked, we're trying to get out another EP before the end of the year, single and 2 singles and an EP, and then going into summer and then next year, an album for Rest for the Wicked, and we've got some shows left. Yeah, one's Ipswich, one's Sydney, and Gold Coast in December, I'm pretty sure, for Rest for the Wicked. Mm-hmm. And then Ivan Ooze stuff, trying to get an EP out later this year with some singles and videos and all that. Mm-hmm. Same with Rest for the Wicked. And just got a bunch of shows. Doing Port Macquarie 5th of September, I think it is, on a Friday, which will be sick, going back to Port.
Port Mickety Mac.
Yeah, it's going to be fucking so fun. And then, I've got like 2 festivals, Under the Trees and Rhythm and Reef. Mm-hmm. One's in Boyne Island. One's in Mackay.
Where the fuck's Boyne Island?
Don't know.
You just make that up?
Boyne Island.
All right, fair enough.
Boyne Island? I don't know. Yeah. And then what else do I have? A Ballarat show, and then we're trying to source a Melbourne show.
Are you working on a Melbourne show at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're trying to source it.
You know some people?
I know a couple of people. What are you trying to imply?
I actually don't even know. I don't even know.
No, we're trying to sort it. We're trying to see if
I was just trying to be sus.
I like it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it's good, and that's pretty much it.
That's 2022.
Yeah, that's
just
it.
Keep the reels coming, keep the TikToks coming.
I try and do reels every Tuesday and Thursday. That's my thing.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Every Tuesday and Thursday, sometimes Saturdays.
Do you write them like you writing every single day for these?
I wrote one today, yeah, put it up, and then film it, do it, and then I write one on Thursday, put it up. I don't.
But are you like memorizing the bars?
In the day.
Really?
Yeah.
All of them?
Yep.
Fuck. Right, that's pretty impressive.
Thanks. Yeah, no, sometimes I like fuck it up.
Yeah.
But it's all right. And then I just
You just live with it.
Yeah, I just spit it, and then yeah, it's fucking. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't know how my brain works when I'm like on the ball with it, because sometimes like if I've written something and I go, oh hell yeah, sick, and this is so good, and I fall asleep, and then I wake back up to record it or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm fucked. And like I have to spend the whole day trying to like fucking get it right.
Yeah.
Where if I have been doing it, because the way that I write, like I go line for line and then I go back and then bit more of the line and back and bit more of the line, and that's how like I sort of write and I keep doing it. It just ends up being in my it just ends up being in my head.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fucking.
And also, don't forget your A to Z lyrics.com.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So you just remember lyrics.
Yeah,
you be remembering shit.
Literally, well, my fucking it's poor form because my brain loves to remember lyrics, but it hates to remember like actual cool memories and like where I need to go, like or something or addresses.
That's called drugs.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And kids,
Yeah,
don't do drugs.
Yeah, don't touch them. Don't at all. I'm not. I'm not an advocate.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much for having me on your podcast.
Yeah. Thank you so much for making the effort.
Always.
It's been great.
Always.
Ivan Ooze, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you a little round of applause now.
Thank you for having me on Slaaap Haaapy.
Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Ivan Ooze, Slaaap Haaapy. We'll see you all next week. Stay slapping and
Slaaap Haaapy ending.
That's the end. That's the end. All right, bye.
We can do it like this all day, hey, don't stop. Inhibitions run away, hey, don't stop. Let a bug hit windshield, scrape those off. My team running up big hills.